Hello and welcome. My name is Karishma Patel, and I'm your host for the It's Not Selfish podcast. I'm so happy that you're here today, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time out to listen in. Today I have a very special guest, so let's get into it. Erv Brown, welcome to the It's Not Selfish podcast.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here too. So tell us who you are, what you do, and why you're in Austin.
Oh, okay. Well, Erv Brown, as we've already made clear, I am an actor, and I also work at a social performance club here in Austin called The Collective, where we met.
Yes.
And I moved to Austin. Well, I technically live in Kyle, so a little bit outside of Austin, but I have lived in Austin. But I moved out here in 2015 from New Jersey, where I'm originally from. I took a job at Texas State University, which I did for about 7 years. So that was my initial reason for coming to Texas.
What did you do at Texas State University?
I was the facility operations coordinator for the campus recreation department at Texas State.
Did you love it?
I did.
Oh, good.
I did. It was a great job. I got really big into professional development for students when I was in grad school. My director at the time kind of started to tell me, like, I think you have a lane here. Like, I think that this is something that you're good at and something that you should pursue because I see the value that you provide there. So I decided to just further my pursuit in the campus rec field, and that's ultimately what led me there.
That's awesome. And then what got you into acting?
Man.
How did you start that career? Or was that always something you wanted to do from college?
I feel like from childhood, part of me always saw myself on the screen in some capacity, or I just always felt so connected to movies and stories and storytelling. Like, if you've ever heard me tell a story at the gym, like, you see how detailed I go. Like, sometimes I go off on a tangent.
Our conversations will just stay for like 30 minutes.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go.
Yeah. I hold people hostage sometimes. But I think from early childhood, like even like watching TV shows with my family, they'll be like, Erv, do that scene from this movie, and I just reenact it, and everybody just always thought it was so funny, or it was like, oh man, he can mimic people so good. And so I think early on it was just something like innate within me that I wanted to pursue, but I never really took it serious until after grad school, before I moved here.
No.
Yeah, I started going to New York, started going to Philly, taking the train, driving, whatever, just going to open calls, casting calls, and different things like that, meeting with people, agents, and all kind of stuff like that, and just trying to learn the business on my own. It was definitely tough just to do it. Like, it was just me. Like, I was just doing it on my own. And then when I got the job here, I kind of didn't think about it again. And then my dad called me and told me, like, yo, son, if you really want to do that, and it's something that's important to you, because based on what I saw from you when you were here, it seemed like it was. Like, you were really grinding and hustling, trying to make it happen. So if it's something that you still want to do, just because you're working full time now, just because you got your official job and everything like that, like, don't give up on it. Still, like, look into it. And that's what ultimately led me to start to meet more people here in Austin and kind of build that community here. So
you got back into it after?
I did.
Was that tough for you?
No.
Wow.
No, it was actually really, like, exciting. I don't know. It's crazy because there's so many different things I've thought about doing in life. You know, I'm sure we all go through that. But with acting, it was just something like, like a flip switch where I was just like, I'm willing to put the work in to make this happen. No matter, like, how long it takes or like how hard it gets, I'm going to make it happen. So, I just took that mindset, started taking acting classes in Austin, started getting booked in roles, got an agent, started getting commercials.
That's awesome.
All that kind of stuff.
And I saw you in the UPS commercial.
You saw me?
That was awesome.
Accepting the package.
And then I saw it on your story. I was like, oh yeah, it was
him. Yeah, man. I have a couple things. I did an Indeed commercial. This one is called Romans, like some men's supplement thing. I did a commercial with them. FedEx, it was like a print job. Not Dell. What was it? Best Buy. The Best Buy commercial as well. Just all over the place. Just so many random things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, these are great companies too.
Yeah.
And they need you. And some people like look at us on their commercials.
No, for sure.
So
for
it's
sure.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then so like If you were to give advice to someone who's also in your shoes, like starting later, because you're not a child actor, right?
No.
You started at post-college, or not even college, post.
Well, to be fair,
post-college. And then.
to be fair, I got a little taste of it in high school.
Okay.
I did when I left public school in Jersey. I went to Pennsylvania for my last 2 years of high school at a private academy, and there they had a drama ministry program, and I was doing plays, and we actually would tour around like different states in the U.S. and like do plays at churches and stuff like that. So that's really where it like kind of started as far as me knowing that I had the ability to do it. But again, I wasn't thinking of it as a career or thinking
or like
it could
seriously
go somewhere. But advice for like
a young aspiring actor, or someone our age too.
Yeah, I feel like
how young are you? Sorry.
You know what's funny? A lot of people, I feel like they get weird about their like saying how old they are.
Yeah, James actually, another person who works at collectives, asked me, "How young are you?" And I was like, "Wait, that's such a great way to put it." So now I'm gonna ask people, "How young are you?"
I'm 33.
Okay.
Years young.
Okay, we are very similar in age.
Yeah. So I'm turning 34 this year. Very excited about it. But yeah, I would say really just think about what it is that you want to accomplish from getting into it in the first place. Some people, I think I heard this from Don Cheadle one time. I was listening to like an interview.
I love him. He's so funny.
Phenomenal. He's a phenomenal actor, and definitely somebody to like aspire to, like his career path. He's dope. But he said that he would get approached by people a lot, and they would always ask him like, you know, Don, I want to get into acting. Like, how do I become an actor? And he would just ask them simple questions like, do you read plays? Do you go to theater? Do you take acting classes? And if those answers were no to those questions, he would always say, you want to be famous, you don't want to be an actor. So there's a level of work that you have to do to really be able to play this game at the highest level. It's not to say that you can't get that lucky chance, like somebody just takes a swing on you because you got a look. A certain look that they may, you know, a role that they may want to desire, like fulfill. You may, you know, meet that just based on the way you look. And you may not need to really put the work into learning how to really storytell at a high level. But for those of us who like want to be good at it and like have longevity in the game, I think a lot of it boils down to you being willing to put in the work. You know, read plays, go to plays, take acting classes, and like so that's again like that's where I started. Like I wasn't afraid to put the work in. I wasn't thinking that just because some people say I'm funny or say that I'm a good actor, I'm good at reenacting stuff from movies or shows, that I automatically was gonna have you know a beeline right to success in acting. Like I knew that I wanted to put the work in, and so I just went ahead and did it.
I mean,
continue to do it.
Yeah, he's right though. Everybody want to put the work. No, everybody want to be famous, but nobody want to put the work in. That's from Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart says that all the time. Exactly.
I always put that in the back of my head too, because it's very similar to social media, where I know there's a lot of people that want to be really big and famous, but they don't want to put the work in to get there, and also they don't see. It's so like separated, fame and actual work, because when you put the work in, you're doing it because you love it. It's not because you just want to be famous and get the clout, but it has to be coming from your love and passion and heart.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta love it, and you can't get too tied to the results all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I audition a ton, and I don't book often. Like, you know what I mean? It's feast or famine. I actually met Alexander Ludwig. He's a member.
I'm
supposed to be dropping people's names like that, but
I feel like he already put that out there when he did the podcast with Eric. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's cool. He's mad down to earth. I didn't know what
he's really nice.
I was gonna be like, but he's very, very cool. And he straight up told me like, bro, if there's anything you need, like, you got any questions, like, feel free to ask me, bro.
That's
we gotta
awesome.
stick together. And but he also said that like that point where Don was making a point about like people wanting to be famous. He was telling me like there's a lot of people he feels like are not good actors that have had very successful careers.
Yeah, which
and that
is
there's
crazy.
people that he knew that were beyond, like, so talented that just gave up and never got there. And he was like, that might be one of the biggest things is like, bro, just don't quit. Like, don't give up. Like, if you really believe in yourself, and
just keep showing up.
Just keep going. Yeah.
Honestly, that's really great advice, because last month I felt like quitting my entire social media, and I was like, I'm so over this. But like you said, it's just like sometimes you're burnt the fuck out.
Yeah, that and also like I think it's fair to say that like you could possibly sometimes take your eyes off the prize in the sense of like you start to kind of look at what people are doing in
Yeah.
lanes next to you, or like seeing somebody that you know start to go one way, take off a little bit, and you're like, dang, like maybe I'm not as good, or maybe
or I'm not good
on that
enough.
level. Yeah, I saw the clip on your IG with the ladies. Y'all were doing like something like this.
Oh, yeah.
About the whole imposter syndrome thing. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. And we've talked about that before too, just about like, I feel like certain things is easy to look at it like it's oversaturated, right? Like you're an influencer.
It still feels so weird hearing that
You are,
sometimes.
though. You are. No, you are, for sure. Just wanted to
Appreciate it.
reinforce that. You are, for sure, an influencer. Like, yeah, bro. Like, you put out so much positivity and light on your page. I appreciate it. I love scrolling across your page.
I appreciate it, too.
1,000%. So you're doing something that is unique because it's coming from you. There's only one. Well, I don't know if there's only one Karishma Patel in the world.
No, there's a lot of them.
I was just talking about that.
Name is very common.
Those names can be kind of common,
Yeah.
but there's only one KP.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, so you just keep doing your thing.
Oh, I appreciate that. Are you gonna make me cry now? I swear, every guest that comes on here always makes me cry.
Yeah.
They're just so kind. But I agree. If you give up, it's like, what was the point, right?
Yo, how much time?
Did you
wasted
ever
versus-
have those moments? I
Yeah.
like that. I can't quit.
Bro, sometimes I still think about it. Like, you gotta think about it, like even me being married, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is real vulnerability here for a second. Like, I got 3 months before me and my wife got married, I got laid off from a tech job. A tech job that I left Texas State for. Now,
Wow.
Texas State was a secure job. Like,
Yeah.
There was nothing happening.
you were
to
there
me
for a
over
while,
there.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was locked in. Like, everybody loved me. The university loved me. You know, like, but the problem is that I felt like with my level of education, me having a bachelor's and a master's degree in sport management and sport administration, I felt like I should have been getting paid more.
Yeah.
Especially to take on a lot of the responsibility that was put on me as a result of them cutting staff. So I felt like I was doing a job and a half, almost 2 positions, and not getting any compensation for it. And it wasn't anything personal, you know what I mean? And I know it wasn't personal from them either, but that's just a reality of higher education for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like they feel underpaid and overworked. And so a lot of them transition. And I transitioned into tech, got laid off 6 months in, was doing tech sales. And then that was 3 months before my wedding. So like,
Oh my
that
God.
was a crazy season of where like I really just had to, you know, focus on my faith, on praying, on, you know, just trusting that God was going to work things out
Yeah.
for me. And, you know, my wife, Keisha, she's just super
Yeah.
supportive of me. She helps me with my auditions. She'll be like in the background doing sound effects and all kind of
Oh
stuff. Like,
my God.
yeah, no, like she's like really,
love
like,
her.
yeah, she's my best friend. So, she was super supportive, and like she didn't hit the panic button.
Yeah.
Thinking this is right before a wedding, and like
Yeah.
we're putting a lot of money into this. It was a destination wedding in Mexico. Like we're doing all of the stuff. So it was tough though, but like just knowing that I went through all of that, and then the successes that I've had with acting since that moment, there's no way that I can turn around and quit now.
Yeah.
And one thing I do have to sometimes wrestle with is that like acting technically isn't going anywhere. So like if I did need to take a break or like jump back into like the mainstream workforce, you know, 8 to 5 corporate thing, you know, maybe that's something that I might need to do, because I'm always thinking about her and our household and our future. Like that's what's most important to me, even more so than acting. So I have to always prioritize that. But again, like she's just been beyond supportive of me still chasing my dream and
I
like,
love
you know,
that.
just making it happen any way I can. As long as I'm making it happen, she ain't tripping. But like, I know she would prefer if it was like something more
Yeah.
stable. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's why I can't like just turn around and like
Yeah.
quit right now. Like,
No, you're doing great.
yeah.
You just gotta keep moving forward. But like, I was just gonna ask you about Keisha because I met her last week,
Yeah.
and she's
Yeah.
so cute and kind, and
appreciate
just
that.
I just love her energy. And I was gonna ask you, how long have you been married, and when did you meet her, or how long have you guys been together overall?
Let me make sure I get this right.
I think you told me like, I think it's been a decade or something.
No, not quite yet. No, not quite yet. We
Okay.
are, I want to say we're coming up on 8 years in June.
That's awesome.
June 9th will be like us being together for 8 years, because we started dating in 2017. No, 7 years. No.
You met her in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't count. Hold on.
It's okay. She's going to listen to this and be like,
2017.
After all that support.
That's 7, right? That's 14, 20. It's
I'm the
2024 right
worst math.
It's 2024.
Mathematician.
7 years.
It's 2024, and you said you met her when?
2017.
Yes, it's been 7 years.
7 years. I can't count.
I can do that.
Don't get me lying here. We got married November 2022.
Oh, nice.
So we just celebrated our 1 year last November, and this year will be our 2-year anniversary.
Wow. Very similar to me and Shay. We got married 2022 February.
Okay.
So we already finished 2.
Okay.
So.
Same year.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Let's
But
go.
we've known each other for 6 years.
Okay.
And you said 8. Yeah.
But y'all met where again?
We met in Washington, D.C. And I don't live there. Neither does he. I'm from California. He's from
Right.
Texas. And we just met at a conference there.
Check that out.
And it kind of was just like a hit. Like
That's
the chemistry, the energy was flowing.
I love that. I like Shay too. He's cool.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Don't do my boy. I got your back, Shay. Don't do that.
No, he's super cool. He's
Yeah.
he's a golden retriever. Like he just gets along with everyone.
Yeah, positive energy. Good
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, dude, you need to stop. Like this is too much positivity in my life. Like I'm a positive person, but that's like another level. And
I think that's balanced though. With men and
Yeah.
women a lot, and
Yeah.
especially that's how I look at it in my relationship too. Like we're both positive people, but more often than not, she'll be the one to like kind of get in that little mood and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then so a lot of
we're
times
moody. Because
Yeah.
hormones and all,
she'll say I'm moody too, but it is what it is. I feel like I should be able to be moody with her. That's my
Yeah.
Like I mean,
Yeah,
I
right?
do that all the time.
I know. When Shay gives me a different mood, I'm like, excuse me? He's like, you're giving me the same. I was like, but you can't give it to
Literally,
me.
it's so unfair. Like y'all get to do y'all get to act however y'all want.
We have
just
an
gotta
excuse.
support. Yeah. Don't let us act.
You don't have periods, so you cannot have
Fair enough.
opinions.
Fair enough.
I'm
Like,
just
I don't
kidding.
even want to begin to imagine all the things that women have to go through.
No,
with their
no.
bodies.
I
respect
feel like
it,
men go
you know.
through a lot of stuff too, but different things.
Yeah,
Like-
I think for us, man, it's just pressure a lot of times. You know what I mean? Because, especially coming from a married man's perspective, I don't know if you ever talked to Shay about this, but like, just understanding that like from a boy, you know that one day that you are going to be relied on to like sustain your
Yeah.
own household and your own family one day, and not only sustain but protect them.
Yeah.
From you want to protect them from everything.
Yeah.
And so like there does come a lot of pressure with that. Like
You don't think there's like more society pressure versus own self, or do you think it's both?
it could be, it's a little bit of societal pressure. I think that I think the pressure is real too. Like, like I said, like even like something with changing careers and moving around and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like I left from one job, a safe job, to a not so sure thing because it was paying me 10
Yeah.
grand more. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take the 10
Hell yeah.
grand and
Yeah.
go run with it. You know what I mean? But then like the stability went with the
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
increase in money. So then like, so you're always having to weigh checks and balances with every decision that you make. And you know that every decision you make has a trickle down effect
Yeah.
to your household. So like, I think there's like real pressure. There's societal pressure, obviously, because women or whoever get online and
Yeah.
you see like, oh man, it looks so like I wish we could do that. I want to do
Yeah,
that. You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? Then you have like that kind of.
Oh,
comparison
now
thing
my
that
wife
can
wants to
happen
do
sometimes.
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
I could get caught up in that, but
Mm-hmm.
I just put my phone away after. I'm like, no, my time's coming.
Yeah, that's
We're
what I
gonna
tell
do
her.
it later.
I said we're gonna get there. We're gonna be able to do
Yeah.
everything that we want to do.
And we
Yeah,
can. It
for sure.
just takes time, and
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like a lot of people forget the people that do whatever they want. They do it like later in their life because they work so hard. Most people.
Yeah, I've
I
heard
feel like
that.
now it's a little different because younger people are just.
Yeah, finding ways to
Killing
just
it.
like get to that bag.
I'm like,
I love
why
it.
didn't I have your
Yeah, somebody
like
put me on
mentality,
game.
your like drive,
Yeah.
passion? They're just like
It's
making
kind of
so much
crazy,
money.
but it's
crazy.
cool though, man. It's cool to see
awesome.
because it makes it feel that much more tangible, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
you don't have to depend on like the work in your whole life and worry about like a retirement or something like that to like
Yeah.
feel like you have that freedom. Like you can earn it on your own or you can make it happen. It's a lot of different ways to do it, but I think that you just stay true to your vision.
Yeah.
And to make it happen, doing something that you love and something that makes you happy. I think that's the greatest prize.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what's most important. Like, if KP can create the best lifestyle that she wants, doing what she loves to do, that's the win. It's not just about the money, or it's not just about doing what you love.
Agree.
You got to find that middle ground where they both kind of are at its peak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like money, a lot of people place their worth on money, but they forget to like place their worth on themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Word.
and God, mic drop. That was a good one. I did not come up. I just came up with that on the spot.
You the GOAT, man.
No, that's Kobe Bryant. But no, where was I going with this? Oh, that, we're all going to die one day. Mm-hmm. That was really 0 to 100.
Inevitable though. This is
but we are, right?
Yeah.
Do we live to die, or what's the other way of saying it? Live to die or die to live? Did I say it? Nope, that was, scratch that. I never said that.
Too, I don't know.
But anyway, we're all going to die one day. Our
Yeah.
money's going to go away. But at the end of the day, are you happy with the life that you're living? That's where I was going with that.
Like you said, when you die, it's all going to go away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always legacy, right? And you want
it's
to
the
leave stuff
impact.
for your family.
Yeah.
Like, if you have kids and you happen to pass, you want to have something that they can live off of, something that they can build on. But, one of my favorite little quotes from Denzel Washington actually said that you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. So basically, like, when you die, like, you can't take all of that stuff with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things you can leave behind, like I mentioned, but you can't take any of this stuff that you're trying to amass and collect with you to the grave. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you living for? Like, are you living in the moment? Are you living to enjoy the experience that you're able to experience on a day-to-day basis? You know what I mean? Enjoying time with your loved ones, with your friends,
Yeah.
Like, those are, core memories that'll last you a lifetime. Money comes and goes. So,
Yeah. I love that.
For
I
sure.
should have just let you lead that part.
You got it.
So how do you practice staying present with how crazy your life can turn up? I know you just finished acting class, you told me.
I did.
And congratulations on that,
Thank you.
because that must have been so rough with your full-time job plus being married. It's not easy.
Thank you.
So congrats on that.
Thank
So
you.
how do you keep yourself sane and present and just here?
A lot of prayer, honestly. Like, I pray a lot. That's like a big focal point.
That helps you keep you grounded.
Yeah, in my life, and I try to instill that in my household and make sure that Keisha also feels the same way. Sometimes she'll be stressing about something, or she'll be like, "Oh, babe, I'm worried about X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, "Hey, like, did you pray about it first?" Because a lot of times that's where it starts. It gives you a time to settle down, reflect, and remember, like, all the good that has come from every other situation that might have caused you stress, right? It always ends up working out for your good. So just that's one way to stay grounded. Also, I think that, like, community helps too. Like, my wife is like my primary community. You know what I mean? She keeps me grounded a lot. She supports and gives me, like, words of affirmation and things like that, encouragement. But then also having, like, friends, so, like, like, coming to work every day, even though it's work, I still get to kick it with you and chat with you or Jay or Kilo or whoever. Like, we have our own community there too, and I think that that also provides me some, relief from whatever I may be dealing with. You know what I mean? I know I can come there, get a laugh, get a smile, share stories, whatever the case may be, and put you in a better mood. Also, just working out too.
Yeah.
Being in the gym is just like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
We gotta stay fit out here.
I know. I feel like Austin's like the fittest place I've ever been, and I can't like not work out, or else I'm just not gonna feel good.
Hey, you doing what needs to be done. I got, like, my boy, I introduced you to Denzel recently.
Okay.
I think he was at the gym.
With your wife,
Yo, he reached out to me randomly one day because I reshared your story. If y'all don't know, I'm Karishma's videographer for Eric's boxing videos. I'm behind the scenes with it. I'm always watching her work. She's amazing, amazing athlete.
Thank you.
And my boy hit me up and be like, "Hey, she nice, bro. She nice." Like, hit me in the DMs. I'm like, "Bro, when you come up there, I'll introduce you one of these days when you come up there, bro." Yeah, he swears, like, he's a huge boxing fan.
Oh my God.
So we love watching.
I love boxing too.
No.
Are you gonna watch the July 17th fight?
What is it?
Jake Paul and
Mike Tyson. See, I
know it's kind of stupid.
I don't know. I'll probably will, just
I
for
feel
the
like,
entertainment value. But, like,
who do you think is gonna
I love
win?
Mike, man. I don't want him to, like, get hurt. A lot of people be thinking, like, he's gonna like just knock Jake Paul out. But I'm like, Jake is like a
I feel like did you watch
dude,
the
like,
Manny Pacquiao versus I know his name. Another legend. Floyd, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch that fight?
Yes.
And do you remember like none of them knocked each other out? They just like respectfully just did all 12 rounds and then
Well, I wouldn't say. I feel like Manny was trying.
Yeah,
he was trying. I think Floyd. I think at
out
that
of respect,
point in time,
I felt like he was just.
I think at that point in time, when they fought, I think Floyd was just at a different point in his career to where like he's like literally like if I would say like somebody's like a master of the art of boxing.
That's
Floyd,
him. Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, and that was on full display at that point in time. I think maybe a little bit earlier on in their careers, maybe a little bit younger.
I feel like Manny would have won.
Manny would have maybe been able to do a little bit more to
because he was much
him.
older.
Yeah. At that point in time, Manny was. I think he had already took a loss to Juan Manuel Marquez. He got that really bad knockout.
Yeah.
I watched that fight too. He got and it was like he was still on the floor, like just breathing. Like so, I think that after you suffer a bad loss like that, and then you go up against like the best boxer ever, it's gonna. You know what I mean? That's not to say that he didn't have some moments in there, but it just I just didn't. I
think Floyd was much younger and faster as well.
Yeah, I think he was just sharper.
So that's why I don't know who's gonna win. I know we're diversing here, but like it's
it's good talk.
This is coming up in a month or two.
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna win.
I don't know.
I'm like very curious to see how it's gonna play out because they're both different sizes too.
Yeah, Jake's,
So
it's tough.
Mike is way bigger than.
I'll just say this: I hope that whatever happens, Mike walks away for the
respectfully.
most part
Yes,
unscathed.
yeah,
Like,
I hope so
I would
too.
hate to see like a legend like that, like even have to deal. Like people know what it is. Like it's a boxing match, but like this fight cannot tarnish Mike's legacy in the sport of boxing at all. Like it's not like Jake Paul doesn't have that kind of weight. Now he's popular. Yeah, he has a lot of money to throw around. But like as far as boxing goes, like this is not going to be like a scratch against Mike's record. But still, as a boxing fan, nobody wants to see Mike get hurt or knocked out by a YouTuber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's
my whole
where
thing.
I would feel like a little bit hurt just to see that. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's just like more of an exhibition and they just
Versus,
they're gonna be fighting,
yeah.
but like I hope it's like not anything major happens to Mike. Like that's more something I'm concerned about.
I agree wholeheartedly because Mike is a legend, and if anything happens to him, that'll be really sad to see.
Yeah.
But
who's your favorite fighter right now?
oh my God, I don't know. I don't really have one.
Did
I haven't been really keeping up, but whatever I see, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty great. I need to look.
Did you see a little bit of Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, I saw a little bit, but then he's having some controversy now.
Yeah.
But he's great.
Yeah,
he's a great fighter. He's just.
He came to Collective one time.
He did.
I met him. I shook his hand.
I swear to God, we've been meeting so many random people.
Yeah.
I don't think we're allowed to even say some of them, are we? But
oh.
I'm not gonna say it. But like, there's been a lot of famous people lately in Collective, and
Yeah.
first of all, this is a random day in fucking.
I was
you
gonna
know
say
what?
that. I ain't gonna say his name.
I'm not either because I feel like he's like way private, so I don't want to say his
nobody
name.
coming up to the glass of Collective trying to see.
But if anyone wants to know, just DM me if you listened all the way through, and I'll let you know. But like that was like my peak moment in
life. We
life.
had some real A-list. That's top
That
tier
was
right there.
that was top 5
for a
sure.
week. For a week long.
For a full
too.
week.
Yeah. So
And
cool.
but I only got to see him once.
I actually got to talk to him too. And he gave me.
Oh, yeah, he gave you advice?
I told him I was an actor, not necessarily advice, but he gave me like just a really quick story talking about how, I told him I had a callback for a commercial. He goes like, "Oh man, yeah, callbacks, man, those are always good." I remember in acting class here one time, I was in class and my instructor's going on, and I get a page when we had beepers, and then I get a page and it's like, "Hey, you got a callback in San Antonio, need to drive down here." So he goes, "Oh, hey, mister, I gotta go." And literally he tells me that story and he just goes and works out. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to take from that, but I appreciate you just sharing the story.
He's just trying to relate to you.
I love it. I appreciate it.
No, he was
It's
really
cool.
nice for the 2 seconds that I met him. I'm pretty sure I scared him.
Yeah, why, were you being creepy?
I was not being creepy. I just walked out the gym and I saw him and I was like, "Are you?" And I didn't realize it came out of my mouth. Like, I didn't even realize I said it out loud.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me and I was like, I'm a huge fan of your work. I was going to go back in the gym and I was like, wait, that's going to be too shady. Let me just leave. Let me just leave.
He's cool. I had a bunch of people coming up to
Yeah.
me that whole week like, "Yo, I didn't know he was in here, man. You ain't tell me." I'm like,
You're not.
What you want
See,
me to
we're
do?
not
Like-
allowed to, because the whole point of collective is to give each other their respectable space.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I got lucky. If he was in the gym and I was in the gym, I would have never.
Yeah.
But since he was outside and I was outside,
Yeah, a little more comfortable outside.
Yeah.
You don't want to interrupt somebody
But yeah.
when they're working out and stuff.
it's like a random day in Austin, and you just see random celebrities pull up, and you're like,
Yeah.
am I in the right place? Am I in LA right now?
Yeah, literally. When I first started there, I was like, almost like, man, like I didn't know they had it like this. Like there was some like.
Have you ever gone starstruck? Besides the person we cannot mention.
No, I wasn't even starstruck
That
because I knew
starstruck
he
me.
was coming.
Oh.
His trainer came in prior and told me like who he was, and he said, yeah, like I was emailing you because I'm so and so's trainer. And
His
he's gonna
trainer
come in.
complimented me on my boxing, and I was
See,
like,
there you go. Look, see, y'all. So y'all know I'm not gassing her. She's nice. She's really like that. Like, come
no,
on.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
That was like highlight of my day.
Yeah. You ever watched the old X-Men movies? Do you recall?
Super old, yeah.
Remember Cyclops?
No,
No, the guy who played him.
I can't remember. If I see a picture,
If people
show me
have seen
after.
them- yeah, people who listen to this and they seen it, they know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But Cyclops from the X-Men movies,
He was
not
there?
the newer one, the younger one, but the original joints with Hugh Jackman and all those guys. He came up to the door like my second week working at Collective, and like puts his face up to the glass, and I open it, and as soon as I open it, I was like, oh shit, Cyclops.
Did you say it out loud?
I think I might have. And he was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, what's up, man? Like, nice to meet you. And like, he was like, yeah, I just need to update my membership and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I'm like doing it. And I'm like, what's the name again? Just to make sure I wasn't tripping. And he told me, and I'm like, oh my God, like, it's really you. And then I, had
And
a
he
little
goes
actor
to
talk with him.
Collective?
He was super cool too.
That is so wild.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen him, but he trains with Ryan. Like a lot of guys that I knew, like either train with Ryan or Eric, obviously. But
I mean, I think I could say this because everyone knows she works at Collective. Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly Matthews.
yo,
That was another person I got like, oh my God, Kelly Matthews.
yeah.
And then I do her program, and then I talk to her, and I was like, oh my God. I still get like,
I still get that from random people who come
because
in.
she's just like so
Yeah.
amazing. I love her.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Hopefully she listens to this.
Yeah, like I didn't really know much about her until I got there, and then like people would come in.
Just in
and
the
literally
fitness
ask
world,
me-
she's just
yeah,
an icon.
she is.
Her and Tess out
She
here.
is exactly Tess too. I didn't realize. Yeah, but again, I didn't realize that because the fitness industry I was in was more so related to universities, higher education.
yeah.
So it wasn't more of the mainstream commercial, like fitness, like where like if you were like a regular at like Goals or Lifetime, like you probably would have come across these people's pages and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that because like that's their realm. They're not like in university
Yeah.
settings. So transitioning over, I got to learn a lot more about like people who are in the industry and who've been in the industry for a long time, really making waves, like a Tess, like a Kelly, like Rakowski, like
Yeah.
these people. So
Yeah.
for sure.
Basically, what we're trying to say is Collective's amazing.
Yeah, top of the line trainers all the way through.
For
Going
real.
through, like,
Not even just trainers. I think I met a lot of cool people like yourself.
No, I appreciate it.
And everyone's just so kind.
No.
I mean, most of the people that I've interacted with
sure.
have been really kind and welcoming, and no one's out there judging you.
Yeah.
If they are, they're just rude. But
Yeah, no, it's a lot of love in there, man.
yeah,
and
and
that's,
a lot of support. Like if you're doing, like today when I came up to you and I didn't know how to work a machine,
yeah.
instead of you making fun of me for it, you're like, no, I got you. And I was like, yeah.
And the funny thing, I knew exactly. I thought I knew which one you was talking about, which is crazy because usually it's the one that I put you on that people are like, I have no idea.
No,
what
it's
you're
the
doing.
other one.
Yeah,
But
I don't even touch it. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I'm never gonna touch that. But now that I know what the one you taught me today,
Yeah.
I will be touching
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one's A1.
But it's just a very supportive community.
It is. It really is. Speaking of supportive community, man, like that's one thing that I definitely gained a lot of respect for a lot of people
Yeah.
at that gym because like it's always love and respect anyway. But when I did my play last year, I did a play here in Austin
Yes.
at the Alchemy Theater.
I was traveling.
September. Right. And we did 12 shows. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 4 weeks straight. I invited a bunch of people from Collective, like just randomly sent out messages or told people in passing. I'm gonna shout out Miss Terry Andreessen. Terry brought her daughter to like the second show. Like she showed up she was the first person from Collective to come to my play before anybody else. Like, she showed up front and center, her and her daughter. I saw them as soon as I walked out on the stage. I saw them right there, and then afterwards I got a chance to talk to them. And I'll never forget that. Like, I still tell people about that. Like, I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
I told somebody about this, like, last week. I'm like, bro, that lady showing up like that after, because, you know, people will say, like, yeah, I'm
come.
happy to support you. I'll come out there. But to do it and, like, be quick about it and not, no hesitation, like, she's like, yeah, I'll be there. And she was there. Like,
I love that.
You know, and she enjoyed it. And that's really, you know, I mean, it touched me. So I'm glad that the community is like that. They are really supportive. And a lot of other people came out too, but she was like that first one that just stuck out in my head.
And you're like,
how she came quick.
she
Like,
actually
she
came.
pulled up, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And, you know, having a supportive community with acting is probably so important for you.
No,
and
for
that,
sure.
that probably helps you keep going too. Like you said, your dad, your wife,
Mm-hmm.
and the spouse is really important because that's the person you live with, breathe with, are there with every single
Baby.
day. Yeah, she's pretty badass. No, not pretty. She is badass.
She is.
And pretty.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to get Keisha points here.
I appreciate it, you know.
And I was going to ask another one thing I was going to ask you. Oh, we have like 15 minutes, I think.
Okay, cool.
But I was going to ask you, like, you were talking about how you had a lot of callbacks and then sometimes you don't get them.
Mm-hmm.
How did you take your first rejection with your first audition?
Oh, man.
We just like diverse and I forgot that this was my question.
No, that's cool.
Because I feel like rejection is redirection, but as an actor, how was that your first time getting rejected?
I think it's humbling, right? Because like like you said, redirection. It's humbling, but it's also a learning experience because when you're starting out and you're auditioning, you don't know if it's something about you or, well, let me put it this way. You assume that it's something that you missed, right? Either I missed the purpose of the audition, or I didn't do this right, or I looked nervous, or whatever. You're going to put the onus on yourself, but then the longer you spend in the game, the more you talk to like your acting coaches or you talk to other actors, they're like, nah, bro, like these people literally don't know what they want until they see it.
Yeah.
So like you could be the best actor in the room, but like if they see this person, like, oh, I love that little quirky thing that they do, like let's book them. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't mean that you didn't do good or that you're not talented or that you couldn't have done the job.
Yeah.
That's another thing I have to say is like, I know I can do the job. So like, it's not a matter of like whether I can accomplish it or do the job. It's like what sets you apart to that casting director, to that client, to that producer, director. Like that's really what it boils down to a lot of times. Now, I'm sure there's some things that people can do to, you know, improve their auditioning skills and stuff like that. But a lot of times they just don't know until they see it. I had my very first callback was for an Ozarka commercial, the water brand. And it was like a commercial. And I saw this commercial after it was put out too. And I didn't book it, but I saw it. I had an audition. It was in person. And I went and they had you dress up kind of in like a suit and tie. I was playing like a newlywed husband. And then there was going to be like a bride and like she jumps in your arms and you kind of like, you know, do whatever, look at each other. And then another part of it is like you have your back to her. She taps you on the shoulder and you turn around and she has cowgirl boots on, and it like makes you happy because you're a cowboy at heart. And then you pick her up and like whatever. So those are like the actions. So I did it once. They're like, all right, great, thank you. And then I'm walking out and they're like, hey, Erv, they actually want you to stick around and like do it again with somebody else. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's good. So I stick around. I do it with another girl. Do everything. I'm like, all right, cool. Thank you, guys. I leave. I'm like feeling like, okay, they asked me to do it twice, so it must be a good sign.
Yeah.
I leave. Later on that night, my agent says, hey, you got a call back for Ozark. Like, they want to see you again tomorrow. So I leave. And this is what I'm at Texas State. So I'm like leaving work and driving from San Marcos, Texas to Austin to go to the callback.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like, so
You were living in San Marcos?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, living in San Marcos. So I drove up to go to the callback, do it again with a completely different girl, new girl, do it again. And, you know, they're like, all right, thanks, guys, da-da-da. Turns out, you know, hey, Erv, you didn't book it. You know, cool, we'll get the next one. I'm like, all right, cool, it's no big deal. Like, I was a little hurt, but I wasn't tripping. When I see the commercial, now, for reference, I'm a 5'9", 165-pound black guy, right? Okay. I see the commercial. They have, like, this 6'2", 215 older white dude, full gray hair, beard, playing that role. Now, I got a call back for it, and I saw everybody else in that room, and he wasn't in there, and I didn't see nobody that looked like him at all.
Yeah.
But that's who they booked for the commercial, so that's what I say is, like, you can't get so hung up on the results, because a lot of times it may not be anything that you did wrong. It may just be, like, something that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't know it until they see it. Because they could have been like they were looking for him the whole time.
But they just
But maybe
didn't
when
know.
they saw me, they were like, you know what? I think we can go this direction instead. It could switch just that easily. So you can't get too hung up on like, oh, I didn't book it.
For a
You know what I
water
mean?
bottle commercial, that's a lot of running around.
Bruh, I'm telling you, that's the
What
game.
the fuck?
And this is the part that a
That's
lot of
so
people don't know.
crazy.
Yeah, they don't know. Like, I put in a lot of work, a lot of hours, a lot of travel time, and like
No, you do.
even doing things not getting paid, like doing things with friends for independent projects that, like, you know, we don't even get paid for.
Yeah, you did like a
short.
short film, right, with one of your friends?
Yeah, a few. And I actually have 3 independent feature films that I had supporting roles on that are in post-production right now.
That's awesome.
I have one feature film where I was a lead in that's out right now on Tubi. It's called Events, to EVINCED.
Oh my God.
That's the one I put on.
Yeah,
the
you
TVs.
did, and you had like a
Free
really
promo.
intense
Yeah.
emotion, and I was like, oh my God, you
Yeah,
look
so that's one.
killing it.
That one actually is really near and dear. I don't think on the sales and like marketing side we did the best job. It was first feature film for all of us who were involved, so we just kind of were like doing whatever we could. But I'm proud of it because it picked up 4 different awards in 2 film festivals.
That's amazing.
And I also got my first nomination for anything.
That's
I was
so
nominated for
exciting.
Best Actor at the Prison City Film Festival in Huntsville, Texas. So
That's
that was my
awesome.
first nomination for Best Actor.
See, it's always
So
the
it was
things
cool.
you don't know
Literally.
happen to be the biggest things.
Yeah. So
And that's another reason why you shouldn't give up and keep continuing
Can't
what
give
you love. You can't give
can't
up.
give up, man.
You can't.
If you learn anything from today, you can't give
You
up.
can't give up, and I learned that today too. It's been like a learning lesson, therapy session.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing.
And you're killing it, so you should definitely
my
never
God.
give up. I love this. Like, you know what I mean? The
Yeah,
fact that
this
you
is pretty awesome.
took this next step, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you was on the couch at first.
Yeah, I was on the
I
couch in my
remember
house.
you was on the couch in the house with your homegirls, and then now you decided to step it up, bring it to the studio,
I
and make
feel
things
like-
more official.
yeah.
It feels good, and you know what I mean. I love the way it looks on your page too. It's,
Oh,
you know,
I appreciate it.
you're
I
doing
also
great.
just shout out to this studio.
Mm-hmm.
Literally no promo at all. I wish it's expensive. But Pouch 6 Studios in Austin, they're just freaking great.
Yeah.
And yeah.
literally respect.
No, I appreciate it. No, but any exciting projects coming up for you?
Well, other than those few independent
That you
features
said.
that I mentioned before, did I show you that? Did I show you the trailer for one of them before?
I don't remember.
It's kind of like a shoot 'em up heist type of situation.
No, you haven't. But I think I
I'll
saw
show
like
you.
a tiny clip on your
I'll show you when
Instagram.
we get off. I got it on my phone. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It's lit. That one's called Hierarchy. That one is like kind of in the back end of production right now. We still have to do like some ADR for it, which is like we have to go in the studio, record over scenes, watching ourselves, and like re-record
Oh my
vocals and stuff like
Yeah.
that, because sometimes you're shooting and you get like interference and stuff
Yeah.
like that, so it maybe doesn't sound great. So we have to do some post stuff on that. I have another project. It was called Isolation. A friend of mine, James Drake Coleman. Shout out to my boy Drake, man. Awesome dude, man. And he asked me to be a part of his first feature independent film that he wrote and directed and produced himself. And he stars in it. It's called Isolation. So be on the lookout for that one
Wow.
as well. And then there's a third one. Justin Williams, another friend of mine. He's down in Houston, Texas. We shot like a high school flick last year in like Galveston, Lamar area.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's called Masquerade, and we did a premiere down there in Lamarck as well. But now that one's also kind of in post, just hasn't been like pushed out yet. But those are 3 of the things that are coming up
That's awesome.
immediately that I'm aware of. Like,
Don't forget me when you're too famous.
No, absolutely. Come on now, I can't forget my dog. Casey.
No,
Never,
that's
never.
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like such exciting stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So
looking
how do you last 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
How do you first make time for all of this?
Man.
And how do you make time for yourself? And that would be my last question on how we'll end it.
I think that's something that I need to do better at, to be honest.
Time management?
Time management, 1,000%.
It's okay. Me too.
There's so many things I want to fit into a
Yeah.
day, and a lot of times I just feel like I'm so beat and tired to even like think about doing anything other than just work, audition, eat dinner, spend a little time with my wife, go to bed. But I think you know, time management is important. Those days when I do wake up and I'm on time and I'm precise about things, those are usually like my better days. Like this morning I had to get up, you know, get myself together. I had to submit an audition this morning. So I taped that, sent it in, made breakfast, went and bothered my wife and asked her to make me some coffee while I like fix lunch and stuff like that. And so, you know, again, support system, teamwork, like those are all things that kind of help manage the stress of time that you sometimes feel like you just don't have enough time. So like, again, like having a good partner definitely goes a long way, but time management's important. And then making time for myself, again, I think I need to do better at that. I do. But this weekend I actually went to the Austin FC game with some of the collective.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks so cool.
It was fun. It was a really good time just getting an opportunity to spend time with everybody outside of the gym. So it was cool. Then I also, Sunday, I got to link up with my homies and we went to the gun range. So I just had some guy time out there on the gun range. We did some taping for our art podcast, More Than a Podcast ATM.
Oh,
so,
you haven't?
Yeah, we did like a little vlog.
Shout out to your new podcast as well, which I'll put in the episode details.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're on the way. We're working. We're still shooting. Ours is a little bit different because we're not just the podcast. So we're doing like vlog type things. It's gonna be a show. So like, we want people to like tune into a bunch.
That'll
of
be so
things.
fun.
Yeah. But we have done some podcast sit downs already, and right now they're just being edited by our buddy.
Trust me, I understand the editing process. It takes forever.
Yeah, we didn't do the studio route. We literally shoot wherever our guests have been. So we've just gone and met with people and shot like.
It's easier when you have a whole crew with you.
It does.
I'm like all by myself.
Yeah, nah, you dolo, but you make it work though.
I'm making it work.
Yeah.
No,
but yeah, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, spending time with my friends or like, you know, even, you know, me and my wife are kind of on. She works from home. She works in tech as well.
Okay,
so
that's nice.
You know, sometimes she's busier when she goes and hangs out with her girls or something like that. That's time for me to just kind of be in my own element.
Recharge.
You know, like I'll draw, or like I'll try to work on like writing scripts and like just doing different things like that to kind of keep my creative juices flowing there.
Well, that's awesome. I love hearing what people do to take care of themselves because it's so different for each person.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know you draw, so you're gonna have to show us.
I'm decent. Self-taught.
It's not stick figures.
Yeah, no, I ain't stick figures. I can show you some stuff.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Absolutely.
But I do want to say I really appreciate you.
Man.
After a long freaking day, you still showed up here.
I had to.
And I just can't even express my gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful that you're here. And
I'm glad you invited me. I appreciate it. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was.
It's good to talk to you
outside of the gym, but still in the gym.
And we still in the gym technically,
gym.
But yeah, nah, it's been dope. I enjoy it being able to come here and talk.
And then, thank you. And then one day we'll just do a double date with our partners. It'll be so fun.
That would be hilarious.
I know.
Literally, Keisha's hilarious.
I know. I would love to just hang out with her.
Yeah, for sure. We'll set that up.
Yeah, but thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and tune in every week on Tuesdays for the It's Not Selfish podcast. I love you so much. Remember, it is not selfish to take care of you. It is necessary. Did we do it?